Yeah, great to talk to you again, Ace. This is, I think, our 8th interview for Sweden Rock Magazine.
8?
Yeah, this is
wow.
our 8th.
Well, you probably know every question then.
Perhaps.
You have all the answers already. What do you want to talk to me again for?
Well, you have a new album out.
What do you think of the record?
Earlier this year, you won a court case against Rachael, and not so long ago, she put up a lot of your old demo tapes and cassettes for sale. What's going on with that?
My attorney's taking care of that.
Well, I
sent the list to my attorney, and she's dealing with it.
Well,
because what she's doing is illegal. Yeah, you can't in America. You can't sell somebody else's property. That's a crime.
But let me ask you about 2 of the song titles on those tapes, because apparently for Dynasty you had one song called Backstage Pass and another one called Insufficient Data. What can you tell me about those songs?
I wrote them. But I never thought they were good enough to make a record.
Okay, but were they ever up for discussion for the Dynasty album?
I may have submitted them, but back in the day, with Kiss, we'd all submit songs and sit down with the producer at the time, and we'd pick the best 10. So,
Yeah. Well, the title.
I have tons of cassettes from Gene of songs that never made it on record.
But the title.
They used to send me cassettes and say, "Hey, Ace, what do you think of this? What do you think of this?" And I'd say it's not good enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but they turned down a lot of my stuff as well. So that's just the process of being in a rock band. Everybody contributes. You take the best of the best.
Yeah, but the song title "Insufficient Data" that must have been a take on your line from Kiss Meets the Phantom, right?
Not really. That was written before the movie, I think.
Really? Okay.
And I think so, but I could be wrong. You're talking about the 70s. It's 2020.
Long time ago.
And a lot of years of alcohol abuse. So my memory's not what it used to be honest with you.
Okay.
But thank God I'm celebrating 14 years, September 15th, 3 days before the release of the record. So
that's great. That's great.
I have that to be happy about as well.
Absolutely. And another track on the album is the Animals song, "We Gotta Get Out of This Place." And I understand that you actually performed this song with your brother in the 60s. And you had some different bands after you played with your brother. I'm talking about the Magic People, King Kong, Honey, and Cathedral. What songs did you perform with those bands? Was it just covers? Was it, some of the songs that you actually have recorded now that you performed with those bands?
I think it was mostly covers. Yeah, we were just trying to make money and get gigs and pay the bills.
Yeah, but those bands, I understand that it was practically the same guys. How come you changed names so often?
That's a good question. Maybe we get tired of them.
Okay.
I believe that each name change, there was at least one person different in the band. So, it was, some of the people may have been the same, but some of the people moved on. So that's probably why we changed the name.
But I understand that one of the drummers from King Kong, Neil Martuscelli, was the guy who nicknamed you Ace. Is this correct?
Yeah. He passed away
Oh.
But I used to set him up with girls all the time because he was kind of a shy guy. And he just said, "Hey, you're such an ace because you always set me up with these cute girls." I was lucky because my girlfriend had a lot of girlfriends.
But is it true that before you were called Ace, were you actually called Punky up until then?
Yeah, that was the nickname that was there for a while until I beat a few people up, and they stopped calling me Punky.
So you did not like being called Punky?
It wasn't my favorite nickname, no.
Okay.
But, I got taller and stronger, and after a couple of fist fights, the name kind of disappeared.
So when I go through, old interviews and reports from the Molimo days, you are actually referred to only as Ace, never as Ace Frehley. Did you initially want to go by merely Ace as your stage name, like Cher?
I wasn't so sure that Frehley would be a good last name, but, when I was kicking the idea around with Paul and Gene, I think it was either Paul or Gene that said, "Why don't you call yourself Ace Diamond?" And I said, "That's corny." So we really couldn't come up. I didn't feel comfortable with a different last name, so I ended up just using my given name. And even though people still mispronounce it, as long as they say it or spell it correctly, that's all that matters.
Okay, I never heard that one before. Interesting.
Well, yeah, I remember things. Every time somebody talks to me, a new memory pops up.
Yeah. That's awesome. I know that the Muff Divers was, with two of the guys from Molimo. Could you please tell me a bit about that band? Was that, a hard rock covers band? Could you please tell me a bit about Molimo and the Muff Divers?
Molimo, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw an ad in the Village Voice. And I might have gone down to audition for Molimo. Either that or somebody in the band saw me play and approached me. I can't remember to be exact. All I can tell you is what attracted me to Molimo was the fact that they had a producer who was going to get us to deal with RCA. And we, in fact, recorded at RCA Studios and recorded 3, 4, 5 songs. And but RCA never wanted to invest any more money into the band. And after that happened, subsequently, me, the drummer and the bass player, created the Muff Divers and started playing the Borscht Belt in the mountains of New York. Kind of like where Dirty Dancing was recorded.
Okay.
The film,
Yeah.
all those hotels up in the Catskill Mountains. We used to play those hotels, and we used to do clubs just as a power trio to pick up money, because we all had bills to pay, and that's how the Muff Divers came about, and Molimo fell apart because of the lack of response from RCA, and then eventually Kiss came along.
So the Muff,
a year or two later.
The Muff Divers was only covers, hard rock covers, was it?
Yeah, we weren't. I don't believe we were doing any original material.
Well, do you have time for 2 more questions?
Sure. For you, anytime.
Thank you so much, Ace. It's great that you're back working with Rob Sabino again. When he was, in the one of the early incarnation of Frehley's Comet, you did a song called "The Girl Can't Dance." It was written by Taylor Rhodes and Danny Tate. Was it Rob who brought that song to you? Because it's so left field for Ace Frehley to sing that song. Do you remember this song, "The Girl Can't Dance"?
I remember the song, but I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, that was a demo that was handed to me. And I just thought it was slightly add a character to my style of songwriting and performing.
Yeah.
I think my manager at the time had handed me the demo, but I could hear the Rob Sabino influence a little on the keyboard. Yeah.
Do you remember if?
But, I don't think he performed on that stuff.
I think he did, because this was recorded after Arthur Stead left Frehley's Comet.
Okay, well, you might be right. You know, my memory sucks.
Do you remember if it was Vini Poncia who produced this session with Wired Up and The Girl Can't Dance?
It might very well have been Vinny.
Yeah.
It might very well have been Vinny. I didn't even know what happened to Vinny. I haven't spoken to him in years.
No, he went underground actually, but I understand he was one of the producers that you felt most strong about.
Yeah, I remember Vinny very well. He worked on a couple of Kiss albums.
Yeah.
And we got along great.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to get, when I was getting high, I used to say, "Can I pop a Quaalude?" He goes, "After you get the guitar solo done, you can pop a Quaalude."
Okay.
So, but he was, and then he pop a Quaalude too, would have a drink.
Yeah.
But that was the '70s. That was the way life was.